Hey guys, today we're pulling the tires off a Traxxas T Maxx 3.3. We were unsuccessful with acetone, so our second attempt was a heat gun and a dental scaler, and it worked great. Took a little bit of elbow grease, but you'll see how it unfolds. Once we get our heat gun fired up, we try to keep the heat just ahead of the rubber that we're peeling. See, we've got it set on about 400 here. What I'm trying to do with this scaler is pick up the rubber that's stuck down at the bottom of the groove while scraping the inside of the groove. That's the side nearest the axle of the rim, where the axle would go through. So it tends to be bonded only there on that inside edge. You can see we've broken a couple of these scalers doing this. You have to actually be pretty aggressive, but if you get enough heat on there, it shouldn't be that hard. This tool actually works really well. You don't really want to use a skinny one. You don't want to use an Explorer or a very, very fine tip. You want something with a bit of a blunt tip with a bit of bulk to it. You can see here that the material of the tire tore away, but I've still got a bit of material down low. And once you get it moving though, if you can keep from tearing it, then you can get a good pull onto it. One of the first things we did was cut the tire off. You cut it in the middle, pull the foam out, and then you can see we left a bit of a tire edge, a little bit of a lip around the edge so we could get a hand on that, use it as a little handle. Having that little bit of a handle really helps a lot. You can see I'm kind of pulling down with my left hand. We also stuck some old tires over my leg, because your leg actually starts to get pretty hot when you're doing this. And just be so careful, because it's so easy to slip with that scaler and just drive it into your hand. This is a pair of TIG welding gloves that worked really well for us, but you could use really any leather glove that had enough dexterity. This takes a lot of elbow grease. As I'm going along, I'm being really careful, not just to release the tire from the bottom of the groove, but also to pick up any remnants that get stuck down, either on the inner surface of the rim or in the bottom of the groove. If you leave junk in there, those new beads of those new tires is not going to seat all the way, or not going to seat all the way. So what I'm doing here is just kind of the final step. I'm going back through the empty groove, reheating just in front of where I'm working, and cleaning out that last bit of residue in there. Again, the more blunt the end of the instrument is here, the better this is going to work for you. You do not want a sharp tip. You almost want like a blunt, like more like a chisel tip, so you can actually scrape in there. And you'd be surprised how much debris we're getting out of here. It doesn't have to be perfect in there, but if you leave chunks, your bead is not going to seat all the way.